You don't walk onto the field. You're thrown onto it. There's no slow introduction, no warm welcome, no easing in. From the moment you strap that helmet on, you're not a rookie. You're a target. You're on the outside literally, standing alone on the far edge of the formation, lined up across from a man who's faster than you, smarter than you, and already knows what you're about to do before you do it. They call it the island for a reason. There's no one coming to save you. You're a rookie cornerback. Your job is to stop a grown man paid millions to embarrass you on national television for making a play. And you're expected to do it alone. And here's the truth no one tells you before draft day. They will come after you, over and over. Because this isn't college anymore. This isn't Saturdays in front of 70,000 fans cheering your name. This is Sunday. This is professional football. And you are the weakest link on the field until proven otherwise. The quarterback sees your name on the scouting report. He doesn't even say it out loud, just nods. Target him, the offensive coordinator. He designs entire opening drives to expose you. Every motion, every audible, every stack set is not about getting a first down. It's about humiliating you. And your teammates, they're watching too. Not to cheer, to see if you fold. Because folding means someone else gets your spot. There are no speeches, no shoulder taps. No, you'll get M next time. If you fail, you vanish. The league moves on. You tell yourself to stay locked in. Eyes on the hips. Don't bite on the release. Don't get caught peeking into the backfield. But it's loud. Your heart is pounding. Your cleats don't feel right. And that receiver is already halfway through his route. He breaks. You hesitate. Touchdown. No one explains how lonely it feels. How quiet the sideline becomes. How cold the air is when you jog back after giving up 6. There's no rewind button. No coach saying, don't worry, we'll fix it at practice. You're live. And so is every mistake you make. Even the veterans look away. Not out of cruelty, but because they've seen it before. Another rookie cornerback, burned. And when the game ends, and you're scrolling through your phone, you'll find yourself tagged at videos, clips, memes, replays. Your debut, now your shame. This is the island. And you just got shipwrecked. You think it's a game of speed. You think it's about being the fastest man on the field. But the real war, it's mental. And you're already losing. At cornerback, every snap is a lie. The quarterback lies with his eyes. The receiver lies with his feet. The offensive line lies with their stance. And you're expected to see through it all into seconds or less. They don't teach this in college. In college, you studied film to prepare. In the NFL, film studies you. Every movement you made in preseason logged. Every hesitation, charted. Every bad angle, false step, low hip turn, it's all in a database, accessible to the very man you're lined up against. That receiver, he's been handed a file with your weaknesses. He knows if you bite on slants, if you panic on double moves, if your cushion gets tight in press, he knows you better than you know yourself. So what happens when the ball is snapped? You're not just covering a man, you're calculating. 3rd and 6, trips bunch, slot motion, tight split, inside leverage. In milliseconds, you have to decode the root concept, anticipate the adjustment, and decide, do I jump the flat? Do I pass off the crosser? Do I press and trail? Or bail and bracket? One wrong calculation and the crowd's on its feet because the cornerback doesn't get to be almost right. You're either a lockdown or a liability. And the speed, it's a blur. Receivers in the NFL don't just run fast, they change direction while running fast. Their breaks are surgical. Their head fakes are hypnotic. And you're supposed to mirror every motion with your back turned to the ball. Because unlike them, you don't get to look. You play blind. You're supposed to watch their hips, feel their stride, and guess when the ball is coming. Jump to early, DPI. Turn to late, touchdown. Do it right. No one notices. That's the cruel paradox of playing corner. Do your job perfectly and you disappear. Make one mistake and you become the highlight of someone else's career. You'll hear people say it takes a short memory to survive in this position, but no one explains what it does to you internally. When every second of your job demands absolute focus and zero reward, you question yourself, not just your technique, but your football brain. Can I really keep up? Am I fast enough? Am I smart enough? Because it's not just chess. It's chess being played on a treadmill against world-class athletes with millions watching. And you're still learning the rules. There's something different about the way they look at you in the huddle. It's not personal. It's professional. But you can feel it. You're the mark. Every offensive player on the field knows it. The coaches know it. The broadcast crew knows it. And worst of all, you know it. You become the bullseye. It starts before the game. Film sessions behind closed doors, laser pointers circling your jersey number. Here's the rookie. He panics when the receiver stems outside. Watch this play, see how he overcomes. Run at him. Every down. Make him prove he belongs. The first few plays aren't even about gaining yards. They're about testing your mental seams. Will you hesitate on a motion? Will you blow the coverage on a rub route? Will you lose your leverage if the wideout gives you a head fake and a smile? It's hunting, plain and simple. And you're not the predator. The quarterback doesn't just throw your way, he wants to throw your way. You're the best option on the field for them. And even when you start to get it right, even when you hold your ground, they don't stop. They keep coming. Because one clean rep doesn't erase 10 vulnerabilities. So they isolate you. They go trips to one side and leave you on the far edge, no safety help, no scheme to lean on. Just you and their WR1, locked in space, 40 yards of green grass and judgment. It's not just about playing football. It's about being exposed week after week, snap after snap. And when the play breaks down, guess who the QB looks for? Not the tight end, not the slot mismatch. He's scanning for you because everyone in the stadium and everyone watching at home has been conditioned to see you as the crack in the glass. And when that first catch gets made against you, the offense smells it like blood in the water. They go no huddle. They go hurry up. They run the same concept again, but disguise it differently. They want to see if you really learned from the mistake or if you're just surviving on instinct. Meanwhile, the clock ticks. Your pulse pounds. Your sideline is getting quieter. You don't get sympathy. You get tested relentlessly, and deep down, you start to wonder, am I here because I'm good enough or because they couldn't find someone else? That's the sickness of the bullseye. It doesn't just sit on your jersey. It burrows into your psyche, and once it's there, it's hard to shake. You walk up to the line, helmet strapped, gloves tight, studied every route concept they run out of this formation. You think you're ready. Then he speaks. Hope you stretched, young blood. I'm about to take you for a ride. That's not trash talk. That's a warning. You're across from a man who's caught passes from 5 different quarterbacks. A man who's faced all-pro corners for over a decade and won. A man who's still here because he doesn't just play the position, he manipulates it. And now he has lined up against you, a rookie with 4 games of film and a little too much bounce in his stance. He knows it, and he's going to break you down one snap at a time. Not with speed, not even with size, with detail. He gives you a false release off the line, shoulder dipped, eyes down. You bite. He stacks. You panic. He slows just enough to make you hesitate, then explodes to the corner. The ball's already gone. Next play, he walks to the line with lazy feet, doesn't even get into a stance. You think it's a run. It's a slant. And he just picked up another first down. You adjust your leverage, shift your weight, try to anticipate. But he's not thinking about beating you, he's teaching you, lesson by lesson, route by route. He talks to you mid-play. The high in your back pedal. Stop watching my head. You're guessing. That's dangerous. And here's the sickest part, he's not even mad. He's surgical, clinical. You're not a threat. You're a lab assignment. And while your coach is screaming into your headset, this veteran is breaking you down without raising his voice. You thought you were ready because you watched his highlights. You thought preparation would save you. But you don't know what it feels like to cover a man who changes tempo 5 times in a single route. Who uses your own hip turn against you? Who's seen every coverage, every bluff, every disguise? And when you finally think you've caught a break press coverage, he stumbles. No throw, you exhale. Relief. But then he claps your shoulder on the jog back. You're not bad, kid. But this ain't Saturday football. You learn slow here. You lose fast. And the thing is, you know he's right. You're fast. You're talented. But you're not refined. Not yet. And in this league, refinement kills raw talent. Because Sundays aren't won by athletes. They're won by professionals. And the ones who've been here long enough, they can smell fear. They can smell youth. They can smell blood. In college, you had a safety floating behind you. He watched your blind spots. He called coverages, adjusted leverage, covered your mistakes. You were part of a system. Now, you're alone. The call comes in. Man coverage. No help over the top. The ball's on the far hash. You've got the boundary. It's 3rd and short, but their star wideout walks out wide, alone. That's your man. You check the sideline just once. No adjustment. No disguise. No shift. You swallow hard. Because in this league, man coverage doesn't mean equal battle. It means you, one-on-one, with no safety net. Not figuratively, literally, and there's something different about standing in that position with nothing behind you. It's like walking a tightrope without a net over a stadium full of people who want to see you fall. The offensive coordinator knows it. He sees the matchup, grins. He calls a deep shot not because it's a good play, but because it's you. The receiver lines up calm, poised. No trash talk this time. He doesn't need it. He knows the scheme. He knows the space. He knows that with one step, one twitch, one misread, you're done. You try to stay square. Watch the hips. Don't flip early. Don't grab. You mirror the release perfectly. Stay in phase. But then comes the subtle push at the top of the route. Not enough for a flag, but enough to knock you a step behind. He cuts to the post. The ball's already in the air. You're chasing, not covering. You leap, but you're late. Touchdown. You hit the ground hard. Turf in your helmet. Pride on the floor. You jog back to the sideline. The defensive back's coach avoids eye contact. You already know what the meeting room clip will say. Where's the safety help? Answer: there was none. Because at this level, coaches don't give you help. They test if you can survive without it. And if you can't, there's a fourth rounder waiting on the depth chart, or a veteran waiting for a call. Man-to-man coverage sounds like a badge of honor, until it becomes your death sentence. Because in the NFL, when you lose in zone, it's a busted scheme. But when you lose in man, it's your name on the screen, your number in the stat sheet, your failure, alone. And even if you play 60 snaps of perfect coverage, one missed rep becomes your reputation. That's the gamble of the island. No help, no excuses, no second chances. The stadium's loud, but the silence in your head is louder. You're lined up wide, third quarter. Game still within reach. You know what's coming. You saw this route on tape. The receiver gives the same outside jab step he always does before breaking in. You jump it, too soon. He fades upfield. Ball in the air. You turn, desperate. It's already over. Touchdown. You stare at the scoreboard, not just the numbers but the camera. You know where it's pointed. You know what they'll say. The announcers will call it a rookie mistake. The analysts will circle your footwork, your hips, your technique. The replay will air it again and again and again. By the time you walk off the field, it's already viral. A 5-second clip that will follow you longer than the game ever will. You tell yourself to shake it off, but how do you forget the moment that everyone else is going to remember? The league has a long memory and a short leash. You could have shut down your side of the field for 58 minutes. You could have been perfect in practice, sharp in film, clean in press. None of that matters now, because the fans won't see your progress. They'll see the moment you failed, and that moment becomes your label. The bust, the weak link, the one who got cooked on national television. It's not fair, but it's real. You walk into the facility Monday morning. The air is different. Coaches don't say much. Teammates give you that half nod, like they're waiting to see if you're spiraling. Because the cornerback position isn't just about athleticism. It's about resilience. You don't get to ease into greatness. You get burned, then asked to forget, then sent out to do it again. And that's where most break. Not because they're not fast enough, not strong enough, but because they carry every mistake into the next rep. In this league, there are no soft landings, just sharp turns and hard lessons. The ones who make it, they learn to survive the embarrassment. They learn to wear the pain and keep playing. But even then the scar stays. Your welcome to the league moment never really leaves. It lives in highlight reels, in comment sections, in defensive meetings. A constant whisper reminding you, one mistake, and the world forgets everything else you did right. Because in this league, they don't remember the good plays. They remember the ones that broke you.